Oh my goodness, Bob, we're going on tour.
This is so exciting. Listen, y'all, tickets are available right this very second. Help us sell this tour out. Help us go bananas. So the next time y'all see us, we'll be at Madison Square Garden, Henny.
Hello, let me tell you something. This is the biggest tour Bob and I are doing. It's going to be great. Lights, camera, action, dancers, podcast, everything you want in a Bob and Monét show, you're going to get. So make sure you get your tickets at bobandmonet.com.
Oh, and there's also going to be brand new music. Ooh. All right, bobandmonet.com. So what are you doing tonight?
You know that sound on TikTok?
I know the song.
I don't know the song. I just know the sound.
It's Bruno Mars.
Work. It's very cute. Anytime I think of, and the moon, the bear, and the big blue house will be waiting for you to come and play.
It's Bruno Mars.
Oh. I was frozen? You weren't frozen the whole time.
You were frozen. You're still frozen.
You're frozen. Ooh,
do you
melt your heart.
Do you want to hang out tonight?
Tonight. So after this, I have a thing. Andy and I have to do
it's a yes or no. It's a yes or no.
Andy and I had to pick up stuff at the Container Store.
It's a yes or no.
I have to do that from 2 to 3. I have to spend from 3 to 7. And Andy and I get dinner with a friend at 8 o'clock. So after that,
it's a yes or no.
Andy and I can come over after that if you're around about maybe, let's say 10.
It's a no.
Okay.
I'll pass.
Work.
We would love that. That sounds great.
No, Bob said no, Jacob. So I don't want to come if y'all are on a split decision. That's not what I want.
Peppermint is doing a performance at Soho House that I believe we're going to, but I think that should be done by 10, and we'll keep in touch.
Oh my God, I would love to see Peppermint at 10 o'clock. Maybe we should come do that.
It's a no.
Well, no, it's not at 10. I think it's early. I think it's like at 8. So I'm not sure how long it's going to go to.
Okay. Well,
so me and Pep will be hanging out.
Bob still seems to think he does not want me to come over, so I guess I won't be coming over.
Adamant.
Work.
Adamant.
How was the rest of your afternoon?
My afternoon. I mean, I spoke to you like it was like 30, like maybe 40 minutes ago. So I played a little bit of.
It was an hour. We got done at 11 o'clock, so it wasn't 40 minutes. It was an hour.
Laid in bed a little bit.
66 minutes.
And then I played a small amount of Smash.
I haven't played Smash in so long. I don't know if I'm good anymore.
And then I came back in here to talk to you.
Work. That's lovely. Do you have any fun plans for the afternoon?
I'm going to see Peppermint.
That's in the evening. It's in the afternoon.
Okay. Well, Pep's coming to me. Me and Pepper hanging out.
She's coming over this afternoon or in the evening?
Bitch, are you asking my plans or are you telling me my plans? Which one is it?
Yeah, I asked you. You said you're going to see Peppermint tonight. And then I said, what's your plans for the afternoon? I'm going to see Peppermint. That's tonight. That's not the afternoon.
Okay. Pepper and I are hanging out this afternoon.
Work.
Are you asking me my plans or are you telling me my plans, bitch? Which one is it?
Are you guys going to the movies? Are you guys going to go to have lunch? What are you guys going to do?
We're just hanging out. Pep's coming over here. We're going to kick it. We might make a video or two. And then after that, she's going to go back to her hotel. And then in the evening, we're going to hang out.
Work.
And that's the evening. That's the evening.
Somebody's in the mood. Girl, you've been on. What is this? Did somebody piss in your coffee this morning? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, bitch. You. What are the plans for you? What are the plans for you?
I wish I did. I am. Andy and I are going to go pick up the things from the Container Store.
That's the evening. That's the evening.
That's the afternoon.
That's the evening. What about the afternoon? That's the evening.
On Tuesday, I'm doing that at 2 o'clock, and then I have a meeting for I'm shopping this thing to this production company with some of my.
That's the morning. That's the morning.
Partners. We're doing
that's
that
the morning.
From 3 to 7. We have a meeting.
That's the morning. What about the afternoon?
And then we're gonna be. Then I'm gonna be done at 7. Andy and I getting.
That's twilight. That's twilight.
At I don't know.
What about the afternoon?
Andy wants to.
That's dusk. That's dusk.
I really want to go to. Have you been to Ozen Izakaya?
No, I don't even know what that is.
I want to go to O's. It's great with such good food. It's good sushi. It's good like they have a lot of meat on a stick. They have like chicken skin fried on a stick.
It sounds like they don't specialize in anything.
So good. And sushi. That's where I want to go for dinner. But Andy
is it a Japanese restaurant?
It is Japanese, yes.
And they don't specialize in sushi. It's not like a sushi bar or grill or sushi.
No, I said that they have
whatever.
sushi. No, they have sushi. They have sushi, but I love the meats on a stick.
You know, I'm not really much of an eat out type. I'm not really super into going out to eat at places. I really prefer to eat at home because restaurants are often, the music is always too loud. I'm rarely ever happy with the volume of the music in a restaurant. I'm often like, oh, this is just too loud. I often think that when I'm in a restaurant. I
guess that's the perfect reason to stay home and eat.
I don't want to sit so close to people. I want to have the comforts of my home. I don't want to have to ask for another drink of water or a drink of a drink. I want to sit in a chair that's more comfortable.
Let's say at home. Yeah, eat at home. Do that.
I don't like sitting near strangers.
You do it often. You often sit next to strangers.
I know. I don't like it. I mean, there are things I have to do. Like I have to fly to my.
You have to eat.
I have to. But I usually eat at home. I don't eat out super often. I usually eat at home. But I mean, obviously, I do eat at restaurants. I do go out and eat. I do prefer an outdoor dining option because it is oddly enough quieter outside than it is inside. Even in New York City, I recently had a very lovely New York City dining experience, and I was like, this is great. I went to Jacob's Pickles. I went to Jacob's Pickles. Me and Ezra went to Jacob's Pickles because he had never been. And we sat outside, and it felt so nice to not sit indoors. And Jacob's Pickles, which is my favorite restaurant in New York City, notoriously, for me anyway, has very loud music. And I'm like screaming. I remember one time we took Kim and Naomi there, and we were fucking just yelling at them the whole time because it was so loud in there. But because of the Pond de Replay, they have a lot of outdoor seating now. And we sat outdoors, and a bird did land on our table, which was a little bit concerning. It wasn't a pigeon though, so it wasn't as disgusting. It was like a tiny little bird, some sort of a jay.
A blue jay?
Blue jay, mocking jay. No, that's from the book.
I don't want no pigeons, no. Remember when they did the pigeons version of No Scrubs? That was a cultural moment, girl.
Anyway, so I had a great dining experience, and I had what I always get, which is the hot chicken sandwich, and he had the matzo ball soup, and we had the biscuits and gravy, and it was great. But I don't always have great dining experiences.
I will say LA has way better restaurants than New York. And this is coming from a through and through New Yorker. LA has hands down way better dining than New York City.
For those of you who are listening and not watching, you didn't see the face I just made. My face just got turned completely upside down.
That is fact.
I mean, it is a matter of opinion, and in my opinion, New York City does have better restaurants.
No, restaurateurs, like people, like if you look online, Kim was showing me this. It is agreed upon by restaurateurs that LA has better dining than New York City. Not to shade New York, because obviously I love New York.
You take your opinion from people who give them to you. In my opinion, that I've formed myself of the restaurants I've been to.
With your uninformed opinion, someone Kimberly Chi, who has made it her business to go and review restaurants and monetize it in her way. She is someone who is actually doing the work instead of you.
They're not based.
No, but she's showing me things online about like restaurateurs agree hands down that LA has better food than New York City.
I mean, according to the Michelin Star, New York has 76 Michelin Star restaurants, and LA has 27 Michelin Star restaurants.
Michelin, but that's their opinion.
But okay, but when I just said it was an opinion, you were like, "No, the restaurateurs, and I think it's restaurateurs. I think it's restaurateurs. I might be wrong. But I think it's restaurateurs.
like mouseketeers.
I think it's like entrepreneurs, restaurateurs. I think it's what it is.
No, it's not, honey.
I mean, I'm not positive, but I'm almost sure that it's restaurateur.
Yeah, you're very negative. Yeah, you are. You're right. You're not positive.
What I'm saying is, in my opinion, and apparently in the opinion of the Michelin rating system, I think, but I guess you're just basing it off of because Kim told you. Well, besides because Kim told you, what is that based on?
We're looking at things on the phone.
Also, you think Michelin's a dumb bitch? You think the Michelin rating system
Michelin
is
is bald-headed, confused, and not someone that I would trust when I was making decisions about food. I don't know who Michelin is. I don't know where she got her stars from.
What is this article? You saw, like, Kim showed you. Did you read the article? Did you just like, what is this article?
I mean, I don't remember.
New York City notoriously has very great restaurants. Like, it's like a thing.
Oh, I've had great food in New York City, but I will say I feel like I've had better dining experiences in LA than New York City.
Well, you know what? You all comment below. Where is your favorite restaurant? My favorite restaurant is Jacob's Pickles in New York City. It is a chain, but it's my favorite chain in New York City. I'm also not one who super loves going out, but I have had some really wonderful dining experiences in my day in New York City.
There's this place in fucking Brooklyn, and I saw someone advertised it on fucking TikTok and on Twitter, and I'm so jealous. I've not had a chance to go. There's this Caribbean restaurant in Brooklyn. They sell oxtail pizza, and it looks so fucking good. And they have all types of Caribbean flavored pizzas. And I'm like, ooh, bitch. And every time I say I go to New York, I'm like, I'm going to go. And I just have not. And I've been several times since. And I'm very upset I want to go. So if anyone has tried this goddamn oxtail pizza at the pizza shop in Brooklyn on Flatbush and I think Burger or something like that, please let me know if it's good. I'm so jealous.
New York
it's called Mango Seed.
Mango Seed Restaurant. If anyone has had the Mango Seed Restaurant pizza, the oxtail pizza, please comment below. Let me know if it's good.
New York City's also they did like a hunt for like the world's best pizza, and I think New York City had like the first and second best pizza in the world, according to this.
From where?
Like, I don't know. It was like this thing, like like Kim's article. It was like that something. That
Do you know where you saw it? I mean, but the difference is
the pizza was in Brooklyn. It was on the food channel.
Got it.
And the pizza was in Brooklyn, and they do a thing like every year, like the world's best pizza, and I think that New York has the number 1 and number 2 best pizza in the world.
Andy swears it's artichoke pizza. I'm like, I don't feel like it's artichoke pizza. It's the best pizza in New York City. I mean, I've had artichoke pizza. I'm never like, oh my god, this is so good. It's fine.
I don't like fancy pizza though, so I mean, I've had artichoke pizza, and I thought it was really good. But I also do I prefer non-fancy pizza over fancy pizza.
I also
fancy
like
pizza is trying too hard. It's trying too hard.
I like thin crust pizza. I don't like having pizza. Even when I was a kid, when like people would get like Pizza Hut or like pizza parties, I used to always hate how thick the bread was. There's just always so much bread. So when the Domino's started making like a thin crust pizza, like you know, it was part of their thing. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I never knew that I could just get thin crust pizza like that. And I love like a nice thin flaky pizza with all the meat on top of it and like a little bit of cheese. Not a little bit of cheese. I like a little bit of sauce. That's what I like. And like average cheese. But when it's a pizza that is too saucy, too much marinara, I hate that. I hate when it's too saucy.
I prefer extra sauce on my thin crust Domino's pepperoni pizza. New York City is also the home of the cronut, which is a very popular food item.
Cronuts.
That really New York City has some of the New York City. You're wild. New York City has great food, and also I want to run by you some thoughts I have on pizza party etiquette.
Okay,
you ready? So I feel like every pizza is 2 to 3 people. So if you have 20 people at a party, 20 people. In my humble opinion, you need at least 40 pizzas.
What? No, you mean the other way around. You need 10 pizzas, you mean?
No.
What are you talking about? You mean 10 pizzas?
I went to school in Atlanta. Y'all leave me alone. Public school. You need 10 to 20 people. You need 10 to 15 pizzas. And I have a lot more rules for my
20 people,
40 pizzas.
No,
I have more rules for my pizza too.
I don't think it's. I think for 20 people, I think maybe like 8 to 10. 10 is the max. 15 pizzas. That's almost a whole pizza per person. That's crazy.
Well, if they're thin crust, you need 2 to 3 people per pizza. I think that if they're regular size, you can do 3, maybe 4. 4 people is not enough. 1 piece is not enough to feed 4 people. I also feel like this. And y'all, I'm not willing to budge on this rule. I am
also,
not.
Also, but there are many things. If it's a large pizza, 4 people to 1 pizza is fine. If it's a medium-sized pizza, which is
okay, you don't order medium-sized pizzas for a pizza party.
I've seen that because especially, well, bitch, speak for you. I don't know how he was rolling and thing, but when we used to have pizza parties at like friends' houses, because Domino's or Pizza Hut, they used to always do a special for medium-sized pizzas, and you can get like 3 medium-sized pizzas, whereas the large one you can maybe get like 1 or maybe 2. So I mean, and again, it varies. But if you're trying to get more variety, people will get medium-sized pizzas. You can get like multiple like different types of pizzas. Some with pineapple.
I can hear that.
Sausage,
I'll redact that one. You can get a medium-sized pizza, but also the difference in a slice of pizza from a medium to a large is actually not that much difference. It's in the entire pie that makes a big difference. And here's my rule that I'm not willing to budge on. If it's like a standard party, meaning like it's not like a vegan party or a vegetarian party, y'all hear me out. Half of the pizzas need to be pepperoni. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. Half of the pizzas need to be pepperoni, and I will tell you the rest of my rules when I get back. Half the pizzas need to be pepperoni. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that rule?
I would say a third.
A third?
A third, and then you want to have some sausage, because I'm a meat lover person. But if it's I'll meat lovers when it's like 3 or more meats. But if it's just pepperoni and sausage, I'd rather just have sausage or rather have pepperoni.
I think half need to be pepperoni. A third need to be cheese. And then the other little chunk can be these little fancy pieces. But hear me out. Let's say one of the fancy pieces, like some pizza loaded with veggies for some vegetarian who doesn't want to just eat cheese pizza. If you are a person who eats meat, you can't eat that pizza. You cannot eat the pizza.
Agree, it's nasty.
You can't eat the weird, like the one with bell peppers and pickles and
stuff like
all that shit. First of all, if you order more than I've been to a pizza party where over half the pizza were that weird shit, and I was like, you have done a disservice to everyone here at your party. This is shady. This is bad business, and I will no longer be attending any more of your pizza parties, or you are no longer allowed to order the pizza. So I think that the majority of the pizza should be cheese and pepperoni, and then after that, you get those little weird pizzas with like pineapples and ham and
pineapple
spinach and
slaps. Ham and pineapple is so good. Also, I love when Domino does this, like the Philly cheesesteak one, and they do like the different ones. Those are really good too, with a nice little Alfredo sauce instead of marinara sauce. But also, kudos to Italy for getting Matteo Lane in check and proving that there is actual that people do put. How to make fettuccine, because Matteo did this whole video about how Americans made fettuccine, Alfredo, whatever.
No, Alfredo, specifically Alfredo fettuccine.
Yeah, Alfredo fettuccine. Fettuccine Alfredo, same thing. And then,
at first you said fettuccine, and I was like, well, there is fettuccine, but he was saying there's no Alfredo fettuccine, Alfredo sauce or whatever.
And he went to Italy, and they gathered his little mustache, strand by strand.
But and my last rule is, if you are one of the folks who ordered one of those weird pizzas, don't dive into the cheese pizzas. If you eat your weird shit, eat your little weird shit. Don't be trying to come over here eating cheese pizzas, specifically the cheese pizzas, because only a third of the pizzas are cheese pizzas. And other vegetarians who don't want to eat that weird shit don't want your little pizza.
Cheese pizzas are such a waste of time. Like, stop it. If you want to have a cheese pizza, then you should have stayed at home. If you're someone who comes to a pizza party to eat cheese pizza, you should not have come. You should have stayed home.
Do you have a favorite pizza in New York City?
Favorite pizza? Prince Street Pizza, probably. So
Prince
good.
Street?
So good.
Prince Street?
Prince. Like a princess, but take off the S. Just a prince.
I really like, I said it was Gotham pizza, but I want to redact that statement. Gotham is my favorite cheap pizza. Of all the cheap pizzas, cheap pizza. It's not dollar pizza. I think it's like $2 or $2.50 maybe, but it is great cheap pizza. Everyone's had 99-cent pizza. Honestly, when you're hungry,
about this, I haven't.
99% pizza slaps, but the best one is Coronet.
Coronet is good. I mean, again, I feel like all these pizzas. If you besides the size, so Coronet is like the pizzas are huge slices of pizza. If you put all of these pieces next to each other and I tasted them, I would not be able to tell you that if you put a slice of cheese pizza from Dollar Pizza, Gotham, Coronet, wherever else, I would not be able to taste the difference, except for maybe Prince Street Pizza, because they season their they do like their cheese. They do a regular cheese one, but they cut them in squares, and they also do a spicy.
It's called
cheese.
Chicago style.
Yeah, and they do like a spicy one where they mix like the vodka and the marinara sauce, so stuff like that was. But all the other ones, they all taste the fucking same. Nothing about it is different.
Well, you also think that all alcohol tastes the same, so like your taste buds have lost their credibility.
Nigga, how you feel about alcohol? How alcohol tastes to you?
Oh my god,
you haven't drank in it in a long time, so you don't know.
This is bullying for my. I am in recovery. Wow,
God,
that's a low blow, even for you, Mo. That was a low blow. I'm crying.
Well, you know what?
Oh my god,
when they go low, which I touch the flow.
When they go low, I hit a dip and go lower, honey. No, I can tell the difference between all the alcohol. I mean, most people can. I think most people are like, you're wild. If I mix like vodka and cranberry and then whiskey and cranberry, you would know the difference.
Can I say so well, yes. I know that's not what I said. I said all the lights and darks taste the same. Like I said, like vodka and tequila. If I did like a tequila cranberry and a vodka cranberry, it tastes the same to me.
Okay, well, tequila comes in dark and it comes in light. So,
well, I'm talking about the light tequila, tequila blanco. If you put tequila blanco and vodka with cranberry juice,
yes, you would.
It's giving the same, bitch. How you telling me? I've done it.
We're gonna do a taste test tonight. I'm gonna go to the grocery. I'm gonna go to the store.
You asked me not to come over, so now you want me to come over. Which one do you want?
I'm coming to you. I just don't want you in my space.
Oh well, you're not invited to my house, so then
I don't need your negativity.
We can chill outside on the corner because you're not coming to my home.
Yeah, I'll meet you on the corner, bitch.
Yes, but Bob, I have been drinking for a very long time, and I have tried all.
Okay,
the
weird
things.
flex.
Like if I did like
I've been a drunk for a long time, honey.
If I did like a whiskey and Coke, or like a bourbon and Coke, tastes the same to me.
Well, partly I want to get the booze and do them for you, but then I feel like once I get there, you won't tell the truth. You'll be like, they taste the same.
That's
and
true. I would do an honest thing. I had also,
and I'd be like, Monet, that was Windex, and you'd be like, it tastes like.
Because
who cares out of me?
Because of my rider, I have a bottle of Casamigos on my rider. So every time I go to a place, they give me a bottle of Casamigos, and then so I just have 9 bottles of Casamigos just sitting in my thing, and I was like, Patty, this is crazy, and he goes, you don't have to take them. And I was like, that would be rude. If I had 2 drinks from this bottle of tequila, I just leave it at the venue. I feel like that's so rude and so wasteful.
Do you take everything from your rider home?
But the stuff I want, like I take the tequila, I always take the fruit because.
But it sounds like you don't want the tequila.
Oh no, I want it in my house because when I have people over, I can use that alcohol. And I always take the fruit because after gigs, I'm always hungry, right? And I'm like, if left to my own devices and my own fucking mess, I would get a fucking McDonald's, this and that. But if I took the fruit, I'll just eat the fruit and I'll be full and I'll go to bed. Do you take anything from your rider? Do you leave everything?
No, I leave what I don't feel like I need in my life. Like I don't take a bottle of honey every time I leave a gig. So I leave the honey behind because I don't need 40 bottles of honey sitting in my house. You know what I mean?
Can you both share what's on your basic rider?
My rider has a protein shake, makeup wipes, tea, honey, and black towels.
Protein shake, makeup wipes, tea, honey, and a black towel.
And a few black towels. In fact, speaking of black towels, this is why I have so many of these in my house. Black towels.
And if they have everything but it's a white towel, is it game over?
Oh, I lose my shit. If I walk in and see a white towel, I will turn that fucking building upside down.
And you also see what he do if there's a fucking white person there. He really gets wild.
Lose my shit.
I'm on mine. I have a plate of fruit, plate of meat, cheese, and crackers, tequila, a fan, towels, makeup wipes, and something else. I'm forgetting. And Patty always goes and he checks to make sure all the things are there. And yeah, what am I missing? There's something really important I'm missing. I don't remember. There's one more thing.
You ask for a charcuterie at every gig?
Mm-hmm. Because oftentimes, especially like, yeah, because if we're traveling and it's like a really busy day, I hadn't time to eat. I want to get something in my stomach before I do the show. So I have like some fruit and I'll have some of the meat and cheese, and then I'll do the show. Otherwise, I'm like hungry. That bitch, hungry Monet is angry Monet.
But are you always hungry? Goddamn. You are a grown person now.
Only when I do Sibling Rivalry. Only when that's the only time I'm ever hungry.
Well, you should eat before the podcast.
I know.
That's why I do a protein shake, because I don't want anything heavy before a gig. But I also don't want nothing. I don't want to go to a show with a full meal in my stomach.
Charcuterie is perfect.
I just want like a little protein shake, and I always get a naked double berry protein shake. That's the one on my rider. What do you do if something like that?
Is that a smoothie? That's a smoothie. That's not a protein shake.
Okay, there's protein. It's a protein packed smoothie. I mean, what's the difference between a smoothie and a shake? Like, what is the difference?
A shake, I don't know, but I mean, the nakeds are smoothies, not shakes.
You're like, I don't know, but I know that yours ain't a shake.
I'm just talking about the label. The label literally says mixed berry protein. I guess maybe protein shake. Smoothie.
Well, I don't know whether it's a shake or a smoothie. I get the double berry protein. No, the double berry. It's called double berry. So what happens if Patty goes in and something from your rider's not there? What happens then?
I just talk to him. He like messaged whoever the contact is, like, hey, so we on the rider.
Let's play it out. You ready? Let's play it out. You're Patty and I am the All right, so your Monet's room is set up, and let me guys know if you need anything else, okay?
Hi, we do need something else. I'm noticing that we're not seeing the fruit plate that's supposed to be in the rider.
Oh yeah, they my grandma ran around all day looking for
your grandmother. So you're gonna have other employees that can help.
My grandmother works here, and she's perfectly capable.
And she's the runner?
Yes, for today she was, yes. So my grandmother my grandmother ran around all day looking for the plate, and they didn't have anywhere. There's actually a shortage right now here in Idaho
of fruits.
There's a short of fruit specific. No plates. We have fruits.
Plates.
There's a shortage of the plates that the fruits go on. So my grandma kind of got into it with one of the people at Sam's Food Club and was arrested. So we were not able to get a plate. I apologize.
Well, there's your problem. You went to Sam's. We don't do that. Here's a suggestion. Could she maybe try getting a fruit bowl? I heard bowls are in stock here.
If you would, I mean, we didn't. Your writer said plate. It didn't say bowl. We didn't want to upset you. But we got everything else on the rider, and the show is also in 1 hour.
Well, I would think that you could. I'm
going to take a minute to get ready.
She's already ready. She's already fully dressed and makake is on. She just really needs something to eat before the show, so it probably isn't wise.
We do have the charcuterie
on an empty stomach.
We do have the charcuterie,
but we asked for fruits as well. So what I'm going to ask is that there is a Stop and Shop. I'm going to Google Maps it. 17 minutes away. So it's possible someone can run and get that and just.
My grandma's in jail.
Really great.
Remember my grandma was in jail.
I thought she was working
she's
here.
The runner. She's the runner. She's in jail. You're not listening to my story, Patty. May I call you Patty?
No, my name is Patrick. Patrick, as it says in the signature of my email that we've been texting all day. My name is Patrick.
Well, I also follow you on Instagram where it says Patty. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, Patrick. But I did tell you earlier that my grandmother is the runner. She's in jail now. So.
Okay, and there's no one else on staff that can take a run. None. I mean, you know what? You seem to be doing nothing. Is it possible you could?
No, I'm arguing with you.
Oh well, that makes it. See, I'm not arguing with you, so you're having.
But when I leave here, I'm going to open the house because we open the house. The show's an hour. House opens in 30 minutes, so I have to leave here. Oh my God. But Patty started fighting the house manager.
You act like you don't know Patty. Act like you do not know Patty.
I feel this house manager is going through a lot of trauma with their mother, with their grandmother being
grandmother. Which one is it? You don't even know.
Their grandmother is in jail, and all y'all are worried about is fruit. Y'all, Team Monet is wild, honey. Wild.
You're out of control. You're out of control.
I cannot believe y'all did this sweet lady just trying to get you a fruit bowl. Got into a fight at Sam's Club.
Hey, it is what it is, girl.
No one likes waiting on a paycheck, especially when you got bills due. Good thing there's Chime. Now you can get your paycheck up to 2 days early with direct deposit.
That's up to 2 more days to save, pay bills, and generally just feel good about your money situation.
Now, Chime is more than just about getting paid early. It's also an award-winning mobile app, checking account, debit card, and optional savings account.
So what are you waiting for, girl? Hopefully not your paycheck. Get started with Chime today. Apply for a free account that takes less than 2 minutes.
The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank N.A. pursuant to a license from the Visa USA Chime checking account and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to your score may vary, and some users' scores may not improve. Banking services and debit cards provided by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depend on payer.
Get started at chime.com/rivalry. That's chime.com/rivalry. Yeah, so that's one of the things about writer. I mean, honestly, if something isn't on there and they don't get it, like, it's not a big deal. I make it work. I'm not combative. I am not. Bob is the one who argues with promoters and stuff on tour. We have told y'all several stories about. Hold on. Let me finish. On that comedy tour where Bob wanted. Our promoter was stressed selling this tour. He is handling 5 drag queens. It's a lot. Bob fucking corners this man in a room and fucking trying to gather him about not having bananas or a protein shake that Bob rarely ate and drank himself. Then we go on the Sibling Rivalry tour in Canada, and Bob corners poor little promoter. This man trying to put a tour together with myself, Bob, our 2 assistants, our 4 dancers. He is tired, y'all. He is working around the clock to ensure that we have a good tour. Bob starts to scream at this man. He didn't cry, but his eyes were, when I saw how red his eyes were, he was welling up with tears. I was sitting there like, I cannot believe this is happening. And then poor little old me, I had just finished All Stars 4. So I did I didn't want to intervene and upset Bob, because I know Bob gets really, really, really upset. So I just Bob is the one, he flies off the handle when he does not have the things on his rider. It's crazy.
The way Monet just sprinkled in small amounts of truth throughout this story to give it its validity.
Small amounts of truth. You mean the
what
truth?
Monet is not telling you is that on that tour in Canada, which I've told y'all, that promoter was trying to feed 4 dancers, 1 DJ, 2 drag queens, and 2 assistants. This is 9 people, all grown. One of them is a 6'6" DJ, and then the other one is Two-Face.
Bob, Vlad was the best that he had. He didn't have any support.
And it tried to feed us all with 1 rotisserie chicken and a bottle of vodka. And after the third time,
salad too.
And after the 3rd time, I said, "This is enough." And I after asking politely. Oh, not me saying his name. After asking the promoter 4 times politely for what we needed, the 5th time I was not as polite, and I was hungry and I was tired. And Monet got food the next day and she didn't thank me.
I think that you should really look at where it was. He was trying to put on this tour. He was really stressed out and doing it. He was trying to do the best he could with what he had.
If I would have accepted pickle juice, I would still be drinking pickle juice to this day.
And for you to berate this man and make him feel so small in that dressing room in where were we, in Newtown? I don't know where we were. I felt it was not. Oh my God.
To quote Nicki Minaj, if I would have accepted the pickle juice, I'd still be drinking pickle juice to this day.
But you know what? You had a rotisserie chicken and some vodka. You didn't have pickle juice.
And I was like, we are not all eating. Y'all, four dancers, grown ass men who are dancing, moving, cooking and shaking. Me and Monet and Two-Face. Now, Patty and Kennedy, they can live off scraps. No, I'm kidding. But everybody else was. That was a wild scenario. You know, I'm actually really proud that I stood up for myself, and I think I did the right thing.
And then, what's your excuse for you berating our promoters in the UK for something that you don't even eat? I did not see you have a single banana or a single protein shake that entire tour. You did it just on
now
principle
that is not true.
alone.
Now
I didn't see it. I don't know what you do on your own time. I didn't see it.
That's a falsehood. So what happened? Anyone who knows me, I drink a protein shake at pretty much every gig I do, especially once
I've done a lot of gigs with you, and I don't. Are you doing one now? This is a gig. Are you drinking a protein shake now?
I had one before. Yeah, Jacob, hand me the protein, baby. Hand me the protein shake that I just drank. Yeah, because it takes a lot of energy to put up with you. So yeah, I just had a protein shake.
No, you didn't.
It takes a lot of energy to put up with you.
That's Jacob. I want to see. I could prove that. I want to see I want to do a little DNA swab and see whose fucking saliva was on that thing. I know it was Jacob's. It wasn't yours.
So the one in the UK, I believe we're in Manchester, and I had it. I was at my wit's end because I asked for these fucking bananas. I asked for 4 bananas. And a protein shake.
No, not a protein shake. A pack of. Bob wanted like multiple protein shakes, like 6.
No, it was one protein shake. A pack of 4 bananas. It was multiple bananas in one shake.
Let me call Andrew.
Multiple bananas in one shake, and I showed up. I showed up, and my bananas. And Thorgy had eaten my bananas.
So that's not the promoter's fault.
And I said, well, why did you put my bananas? I said, why did you? Can you bring them to me? So this is one day I said, well, can you bring them to me so they don't get eaten? Second day, they put them back on the table again. Third, you ate my bananas again.
Thorgy was making up for lost time from season 8. For all he did to her on season 8, her trauma.
And it wasn't a protein shake. He got me a milkshake or something else. And he was buff. And he said, I don't know what a protein shake is. And I said, you know what a protein shake is. I said, your big muscly ass know what a protein shake is.
Wow. So y'all see how Bobby. Let me tell you something. Do
if I would have accepted pickle juice, I would still be drinking pickle juice to this day.
Bob's way when he don't get his order right, honey, because Bob will let you have it. And
are you familiar with Nicki Minaj's pickle juice speech?
Of course, when she had the pink wig on. But I'm Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, bitch, I'm not drinking pickle juice. You can drink pickle juice, honey.
That's just a good way to go about things, Bob, to really, elicit the response that you are.
Nigga, shut the fuck up. If you do not sit and act like you are the queen of being like, I just believe in bubble. Right now, I pretty much wherever I go, every set I've ever worked on, I have a shining reputation with pretty much every place every bar I've worked at, every set I've been on, everything I've ever done.
Let's call Robert from Boots and Saddle and see what he has to say. Let's call Robert from Boots and Saddle and see what Robert has to say.
And I bet you Robert would be like, Bob was a remarkable employee. I mean,
let's call Luis and see what Luis has to say.
Well, Luis loves me. Luis loves me. There is not a single former employee of mine, employer of mine, or set I've been on that you can call that will have even a scotch of a negative thing to say about it.
I know. What about the smoothie place?
What about what?
The smoothie place.
The smoothie place.
I haven't talked to her in a long time, but I bet $1 she'd admit she was wrong today.
I know for a fact, Elliot Page, honey, because in the circles that I travel with, I've heard about you and Elliot Page, how your behavior was on set. So, and okay. I'm not going to embarrass you on this podcast. So it is what it is. But y'all know
you trying to create beef with me and Elliot Page is what it really is. It's just you trying to deflect from the fist fight that you and Shay had where she whooped up on you on All Stars, which Shay has confirmed on Twitter, by the way.
Let me tell you something. Listen, everyone knows that's fabricated. Elliot Page, that is factual.
Shay confirmed it.
That is confirmed it. Elliot Page, that is how rude you were, late, and how not remembering your line. You know what? Let me shut up. Let me tell you business.
I'm sure that when they interviewed Elliot Page about his work on Tales of the City, instead of talking about work with Olympia Dukakis or Laura Linney or working with Armistead Maupin, he was like, "Let me tell you about Bob the drag queen,"
because it was egregious. Bob, it was disrespectful to those titans who are on that show. Of course he would.
But hey, shut the fuck up. Shut your ass the hell up.
Robin Thede has to. I have the tea on you and Robin Thede, honey.
Robin Thede also loves me. Elliot Page loves me. Robin Thede loves me. Laura Linney loves me. Madonna loves me because I'm a very hard worker. Now, what we do know for sure is that you were very rude to someone in near the bathrooms in Florida. Yeah, your number one fan. Go back and watch the one about Monet's number one fan. What we know for sure, and please do not make me.
Oh, you know what? He fucking deserved that shit. That motherfucker deserved that.
And whatever you do not make me bust back out. Don't make me bust back out. If you all ever want to kiki, I don't know how to find it. It might take me a second, but go to Reddit, and there's a thread about me and Monet at DragCon. Oh, the Monet exchange thread at DragCon UK will go down in history as one of my favorite moments. Because I remember, I'm sorry to hash up old stuff on the podcast. Y'all probably heard me when I tell all these stories 10 times, but I just distinctively remember Patty
when I spit on that baby.
Patty and Monet scream. It was like I was like Patty, the Mississippi jumped out. Y'all looked country as hell. Patty and Monet are screaming.
We're not screaming. Sure, we're screaming.
It's not out of anger, but you know what country folks be like, Terry.
No.
Terry, y'all still got the so Monet and Patty are, instead of like coming close and talking about their lunch order, Monet's like yelling her lunch order across, but also the fans are still in the middle, and then the fan looked at me and was like,
You're
like,
that.
No,
y'all know Bob is so Bobby. I haven't shit up. That did not happen. Bob is such a liar.
This is no exaggeration. If I might spend a few seconds trying to find this thread again, but this shit, the way that Sibling Rivalry got Monet together.
Well, since we're talking about food today, what is your favorite LA place to go? Did you like to go? What's your favorite LA place that you have been to or you like to go eat?
To be honest, it's nothing fancy. I really my favorite place to eat here is I will go eat at fucking Dave's Hot Chicken.
I never had I've seen a few of them. They're like multiple. There's like Dave's Hot Chicken, Carl's Hot Chicken, but it's also always the same logo. Is it a chain? No,
it's only Dave's. They're all different brands. I think that they're all just kind of like knocking each other off to try to like get a little bit of I think they're all just like trying to like inspired by each other. But I think that I don't know which one's first, the chicken or the egg or the Dave's or the hot or the chicken. But Dave's Hot Chicken is great. It is just.
Is it spicy?
I mean, like, it can be. They come in hot, mild, medium, like very, very hot. It is absolutely great. I
want to try it. I haven't been to it.
Oh, I found your. Can I read this one more time? Meet and greet is my favorite part. Davina gave me the biggest hug. Gosh, I love her. Blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on, on and on. Bob and Monet were in the same booth. Bob was really friendly. Meanwhile, Monet was over it. She looked at me dead in the eyes, and it was uncomfortable.
Yeah, don't forget it, bitch.
And then someone said, "Oh my God, I had the same experience with Sibling Rivalry. I was really, Bob was really friendly, talking about my drag and sassing me a bit, whereas Monet just looked so bored, and everything felt like it was."
Yeah,
like it was.
That's because it was.
Hey, yeah, true, girl. Bob was amazing and seemed genuinely nice. She was conversing with fans, a lot with fans, and true with Monet, she wasn't interested in the fans.
Because don't forget, it was a labor and not one of a love, just a labor.
While I was waiting for my turn, I was watching both of them with amazement because my first drag con, and noticed Monet was over it with most of the fans. It was so awkward. But Bob really is the queen.
Because you know why? Because all of those, because back then, all those horrors were Trinity fans. I want to let them know that I'm not your queen. Trinity's your queen.
Do you think you were in a bad mood?
No, I knew they were Trinity fans.
In all honesty, do you think you're in a bad? Because I've had moments where I've just been in a mood, and I'll try to whip it together. I remember one time my mom got shot, and I found out I had to go do a meet and greet. And I like went to meet.
Well, that was crazy because you didn't even go. I get, I know there's nothing you can do in a moment. But if I found out my mom got shot, I would Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm in a situation because in that exact moment, like, what can you do? It's not like you're gonna get airlifted from where you are to where she is. So,
well, I was told that she was fine, and she had just all she had was a broken nose from to anyone listening, the bullet passed through 2 cars. Her car was a 3rd car, so by the time it got to her, it went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 window shills or something like that. I may be slightly fucking up the numbers, but it traveled through a lot of glass. And then it hit her glasses and it broke her nose, snapped her glasses in half. But I remember getting the information like as I was like going to the lobby, and they were like, "Well, she's fine though." So what I just did was I just changed my flight the next day. Instead of going back to New York, I went to Atlanta, and I just went home as soon as I could because it was also at night. There were no flights out. It was like the shows are like midnight.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's like there are a lot of factors as to like how I would react to that.
So anyone who saw me at Wilton Manor back in like 2018, or I'm sure you probably got a really weird version of me at that meet and greet.
I was watching.
Was someone in your family shot before the DragCon UK?
Not that I know of. Maybe someone.
Oh my god,
someone along in my family that I don't know. I was recently perusing through Netflix last night, and bitch, I stumbled upon the documentary about the fundamentalists of Latter-day Saints. Do you know what this is?
I know what Latter-day Saints are, but I don't know about the I know a little bit about them because I've been to Mormon country, and I learned a little bit about Mormons while working with Angels in America. So I know a little bit about fundamentalists, but I've never seen the documentary now.
Yeah, they're a sect of the Mormon Church that they believe in polygamy, and like because the Mormon Church outlawed it in the 1940s or something like that. Anyway, the fundamentalists, though, they still believe in it, and it is crazy. And I was just like sitting there, just mad at seeing like how religion really be having niggas out here doing crazy ass shit and believing this shit that this fucking old ass man was a prophet and that he would never die. And then when he finally did die, because he's a human being, everybody was like, "Oh, what did we do?" And then his son assumed the throne, and like their whole thing it's all just this fucking ruse for men to fucking to subjugate women, and they have these women and men believing that the only way to get to heaven, the only way that you can ascend heaven and get your own planet and your own universe, whatever, is to have many wives. The more wives that you have, the more likely it is that you will get a planet and have your own universe and be of this. And then somebody was like,
"What about the wives? Do the wives get a planet?"
I was saying, they were like, "What happened to the women?" They were all like, "We haven't thought that far." I'm like, so so their only thing in life is just to be someone's wife? And the fact that, and I get it, like when you're indoctrinated into this stuff, it is hard to see the forest for the trees. You like, it's all you know. They strip away knowledge so that you only are digesting this stuff, and it's your only realm of thinking. Like you can't think critically because this is the only way you know how to think. It's the only truth that you know. Well, I'm like, I just feel so bad for these women because they're just stuck. These like little girls who get married to these grown-ass men at 13, 14 years old. It's like I was just balling up my fist, wanting to like jump through the TV and fucking fight these old white niggas.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about religion, and I know I've shared my anger and vitriol toward organized religion on this podcast, and I will never stop doing it. Whenever I have the opportunity and it feels appropriate, I will do it because it's really hard. I was recently like filming an episode of We're Here, and this like religious protester came up to us and was like in our faces, and he kept being like, well, we're all Christians, and I was like, I'm not a Christian. He was like, but you believe in God, and I was like, I don't believe in God. He was like, but you believe there's a higher power. I was like, I don't believe there's a higher power. He was like, but you believe you have a spirit. I was like, I don't believe I have a spirit. I was like, so you like none of your tricks are gonna work on me. You keep trying to find new little tricks to like, none of it works. I don't believe in any of that. None of your tricks will work. I don't believe anything you believe. Then he and Eureka were going. Eureka is a Christian, but I'm not a Christian. And I was like, girl, I don't want to hear any of your little stories. I don't believe anything you're saying. None of it's gonna work on me. I will not be had or bamboozled by you and your tomfoolery and your little So when you tell them you're a Christian too, then they start talking about their Bible, and I was like, well, what about people who don't believe in the Bible? Mary, huh?
Is Chandra's a Christian? I mean, I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Chandra and Eureka are both Christians.
Right.
Yeah.
The Southern.
So it's just me and two Christians traveling America. I really feel like to be a queer Christian, you have to have some level of cognitive dissonance. You just have to.
Yeah.
I don't know that's probably some queer Christians listening right now, but like you have to just kind of just be cool with being like, well, not that, but that doesn't apply to me. That didn't mean me on that one, you know?
There's this woman on TikTok, and she's a pastor, or she's a Bible scholar, and her whole TikTok is devoted to explaining why organized religion is fucking dumb and how the Bible has been translated and interpreted into what it is now. And she's like all this shit about homosexuality and et cetera, XYZ. She's like, that shit does not exist. It was not in the Bible. Literally, no one fucking said that. She's like, that is not a thing. She's like, the new international version. She's like, if you go down to like what the main book, like the original fucking text that they have, which, you know, if you research and if you're a Bible scholar and you went to school for this, I'm sure you have access to this stuff. She's like, it says nothing about homosexuality. It says nothing about any of this stuff. He's like, these are just old fucking men just putting their own agendas in this book. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I'm like, well, yeah, but it's like, and it's so crazy to see how people nowadays, especially with what's going on in our country and how they may be trying to overturn sodomy laws and everything to women's bodies and stuff like that. Like how, even with all this knowledge, people knowing this stuff, people knowing that this has been interpreted in such a disgusting way to further their agenda, that people still believe it. That's the crazy part to me.
I don't believe in any kind of religious stuff, but if there's any witches out there who want to do a spell on Clarence Thomas and like, you know, I don't know, so like a maybe some sort of a
Alakanama.
I'm not gonna say heart attack spell, but you know, heart attack spell.
I mean, I want to say something, but I don't know how. I don't know if I can say it on the podcast or we'll get like in trouble for like
threatening.
Yes.
What is it?
Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm very surprised.
Anyway.
I'm not saying any names. I'm very shocked that they have not. It just really gags me. It really gags me.
You know,
but also, and you know, I was having this argument with someone.
They're about to come to your house, girl. Now somebody, you know how you always expect your door, bitch. They about to be at your door for real now, bitch.
Well, and I was talking about someone's talking about how
can we even put that in the podcast?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we can. They probably have to cut it out. So something was cut out that I said that it's probably illegal for me to say. I'm gonna get in trouble, so we cut it out if it is. I don't know if it made it or not. Anyway, but people were saying that like, but what's so crazy to me, Bob, and what really angers me, what really vexes me, is that the Republicans, say what you want about them, the conservatives, say whatever you want. They are so strategic and smart and playing the long game so that they're effective in the long game. They're playing this game of chess like 30 moves ahead. And bitch, the left, the Democrats, we're playing point for point, blow for blow. They are planning shit away so far in the future so that when they get to that point, they can pass laws, they can do things, and so that they are maintaining the power structure, and they are and that a democracy is bending to their will.
You know, the reason why is because the what is Domino calling me for? Let me see what I'll call him in a second. The reason why is because the Republicans are really on. They're pretty much on one accord. They are
one band,
on
one
the
sound.
same fucking.
Bitch, they are
page.
one band, one sound.
They are really willing to. They're willing to put their differences aside to get the thing they want, and I feel like with the Democrats, we are actively pursuing 7 different agendas. We're all trying to play 30 steps ahead, but the steps are negating each other's
on different
steps.
games.
And all I see online right now is people being like, it's just a lot of like reading of like a lot of leftist people really reading the left part of politics. And I'm like, I'm really not hopeful for November. And even less hopeful for 2024. because I'm afraid of what it's going to be. And I'm not advocating for anyone to like give up. I'm not advocating for anyone to give up their other ideals, but I think it's fair to say that everyone can get everything they want, and we have to compromise on something. And for some reason, this party feels like it's not doing a great job at compromising right now.
What it is that all of us who, especially people who didn't vote before and who people weren't going to vote, they saw what happened in 2016. So people came out in record numbers to secure the bag for Joe Biden to win, and the Democratic Party to maintain as much power in as many branches of government as possible, right? But we have seen
people like your homegirl making it rough.
Who?
Bunny.
My homegirl. Well, I was gonna say, a lot of people have lost faith in the Democratic Party, and it's because we did all this stuff and we tried to do all these things and nothing is changing. And again, we get it that Biden is not a supreme ruler. He can't just wave a wand and make things change. We get that, but it's like y'all are like, you campaign on doing all these things that you could try to do to further the Democratic agenda, and none of it is happening. And I get it. They propose many bills on the congressional floor. Well, here's the thing. I know they proposed a lot of things on the congressional floor and in the Senate that failed because Republicans are blocking it. But here's where I go back to the Republicans. Every time the Republicans try to pass something or do something, they let it be known. We know everything they're trying to do. The Democratic Party is so bad at messaging. And yes, if they are trying to do these things, bitch, let us know. We have no idea all these bills that they are trying to pass and all the things they're trying to pass because they're really bad at messaging. Whereas the Republicans, they are good at letting us know everything that they're doing. And if we who had the power to vote, to us it looks like the Democrats are doing nothing when they are trying to do a lot of things, but they're getting stopped. But we don't know, so we can't govern ourselves accordingly because what it looks like to us is that they're doing nothing.
Well, but I think the problem is because, like what you just said, instead of all the stuff, all people say here is like they've done nothing, which is not true. That is not a true statement. That is a complete falsehood. The notion that Democrats have done nothing for the past 2 years is a complete lie. Well, when
I say nothing, is a little hyperbole. We know the infrastructure, and we know all. There are a lot of great bills they passed, but again, it comes back to messaging. A lot of people who get the news on TikTok, on Twitter, we don't know this stuff. Like we don't know, and they have to realize that the people who are voting, the young people that they want to come out in droves, that's where they get the news, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter. So the Democrats need to figure out a way to make their messaging stronger so that we know what has passed. If you were to poll 20 young people, I bet you they have no idea, but we know what the Republicans have done. We know exactly what they're trying to do, but we don't know what the Democrats have done / are trying to do.
Well, and I think maybe part of that is because it has been such a heavy news cycle. You know what I mean? And so there's a website called PolitiFacts. And if you go to PolitiFacts, you can see a tracker of promises kept, promises broken, promises that are in the mix. And that way you can see the difference between this idea that the Democrats are doing nothing, which I don't think is true. And I think that there's because that makes it seem like people got into power and just sat on their thumbs, which I think is what happened. And then it creates this narrative within the Democratic Party and people who are left that everyone in the government is against us. There's this idea that everyone, everywhere you look, is against us. And to me, that sounds a lot like what Trump was spinning. Everyone's against you. Everyone's against you. Everyone's against you. You know what I mean? And I do not think that every single person working in politics is against us.
Yeah, I agree for sure. But it is really when we know that they, like, for example, Sotomayor's clerk leaked the thing about. Sotomayor's clerk leaked the news about them trying to overturn Roe v. Wade. We had that information a few months back, us looking to our representatives and our senators and our politicians on the left side. Like, we were looking for them to tell us, like, how do we mobilize and maybe try to cut it off, or how do we, like, what can we do, knowing what's coming? What can we do to prevent that? And I mean, and maybe there were things that came out of how we could, but you know what I mean? Like what? Were there steps that could have been taken to prevent this from happening?
Yeah, true. I'm not a politician, so I do not know how easy it would have been to block this from happening. But what I do know is, if it ever goes to vote, there's no way to it'd be very hard to make it not get struck down because of the way the Supreme Court is and them having the votes to make sure that we do not have, like, when it comes to stuff like that, and if gay marriage comes up, it's going to be really hard to have it stand itself because of the way there are so many conservative people sitting on the Supreme Court
justices.
Yeah, so I don't think it is just that this easy. Like, he should have just done it. I don't know why Kamala and Biden didn't just go
right
and make it get done. I don't think it is that easy.
Well, I mean, we had 2 chances before to codify it under Clinton, under Obama, whatever. And yeah, there was a Republican majority. But back then, as opposed to now, where we see the Republican Party is so left and they're so extreme, back then we may have had Republicans like the John McCains and those who were willing to participate to have bipartisan support. And so we never know. So we may not have. There was one time that they did try it. It didn't go through. But we had 2 other chances that we could. So it's like maybe it would not have passed. Maybe it would not have codified. But we did not even try when we had those other chances. You know what I mean? So it's like we may have missed the window of codifying this thing those 2 times past, but we just didn't try because there were too many Republicans. Well, bitch, we don't know until we try. Yes, it would fail, but what we lose out regardless. We lose out if we don't try. We lose out if they try and they fail. But at least we tried. You know what I mean? So things like that.
I just don't know I don't know all the rules around what I think that I know for a fact I do not know all the rules and the laws around and the procedures around something like that. It is very easy but what I do know is that it's very easy to get people disenfranchised and not want to engage in the process of democracy. And because of the win of Joe Biden, they were so upset and so outraged, they are now going to be voting in the biggest numbers ever. I mean, the big issue with last season was that Trump kept trying to make mail-in ballots seem invalid, so therefore his people weren't mailing in ballots, and then he ended up losing by like a bunch of mail-in ballots.
Yeah,
which was a huge mistake on his behalf, in my opinion. But again, I'm not a politician. I'm a fucking comedian. I don't pretend to know I don't pretend to know everything about politics. I don't pretend to be. I'm not fucking John Lovett. This is not a political podcast. If you want that kind of stuff, there are lots of people out there. I'm going to recommend you go to a news source that you trust or get the information. But I am a little bit saddened by the what feels like the left is just like losing steam and feels like we don't have anyone for us, which could reflect poorly in voting.
Sure, and those feelings by leftist people are valid, and people feel a little hopeless right now, but it really does. It is on us. I mean, if you want to be the change in this country, you got to be it for yourself. So yeah, it may seem really glum and you feel like hopeless, but bitch, you can't fucking lose hope because then it's a wrap. Lights out.
we have to keep voting. Like, no matter what, we have to keep going out and voting. You have to. And I'm seeing stuff online encouraging people to like not vote. Like, what's the point? Like, we're not doing no what's the point. We're not engaging in a what's the point of voting. Not me. Let me rephrase that. I'm not engaging with people who are like, well, what's the point in voting? Like, it is our strongest tool that we have is voting.
Yeah.
Am I boring you?
So,
does democracy bore you?
That's not new. You always bored me, but it doesn't change the fact that
you're just yawning.
Talking to you. Yes, I am. All right, we did it. We did another podcast. Am I done now? Okay, good.
Where you headed?
Yeah.
You got somewhere to be? Where you going?
To mind my fucking business. What are you doing?
That's the evening. What are you doing this afternoon? You're wild.
You're so ridiculous.
Also, you're full of shit. You just told us last episode during the Sibling Watchery that we would never have to see this mess behind you again. You told us that by the next time we see you.
Oh my God, you're so annoying.
You told us.
All right.
But this is swapped. So the watchery that we filmed first is actually going to be out Monday, and this is actually going to be out next Monday. And this episode we're filming right now is going to be out Wednesday.
Oh, y'all! Jacob just gathered this bald-headed black bitch
what I do know is this.
On a baby's head. That's what Jacob did. He gathered you.
Mm-hmm. What I know is this: next time we see you, I better not see that raggedy ass $2 shoe shelf behind you.
$2, fuck you, bitch.
That's what I know.
$100.
Oh
wow, Bob! This flaunting of your wealth is really not. First, the promoters. Now, I have to. I can't do this podcast anymore. Jacob, thank you very much. I'm gonna log off. I'm good.
You're ridiculous. Goodbye, everyone.